Hey everyone, and welcome to this episode of Behind the Counter. In this episode, we're going to be giving our review of the Disney Plus app. Does it live up to the hype? Hey everyone, and welcome to this episode of Behind the Counter. I'm Mike Boroff.
I'm Richard Ketterjohn.
And we purposely kind of waited for this one because this episode we're going to be doing our review of what we've seen and what we like from the Disney Plus app. And we wanted to make sure that we gave everybody a chance. And by now, everybody has had the chance. I was one of those people that night one, when midnight hit, I was on my phone on the app like, okay. It's like, I was one of those people who I don't want to say names, but through a certain service I got to have the Disney Plus app for free, and I was right there, like waiting for that response email. It's like, you will be notified within the next blah 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 with a activate. Refresh, and wow, that was that was a lot of programming to hit all at once.
Yeah, it crashed too, so.
Yeah, luckily I got to watch my stuff because I stayed up. When I stayed up, I was unemployed at the time. I am now though, but I had nowhere to go, nowhere to be, man. I was up. I was in it to win it, man, So when it finally did drop, it was just like I was like I almost didn't know where to start, but we all knew. I think let's just all be in agreement. I think we all started off with the same thing on the Disney Plus app. And that had to be The Mandalorian.
Oh. I went with Cat from Outer Space, but
What?
no. No, I went with Mandalorian.
I gotta say,
I got to see it before it crashed too.
Yeah.
I was happy.
episode 1, I'm not gonna lie, I was impressed right out of the gate.
It brought Star Wars back together.
I remember reading that. That's the one thing. It seems like over the past decades, it didn't matter what it was. There was a dividing line.
Oh, yeah.
Be it
Ever since the
prequels. I loved them. I hated them. I loved them. I hated them. This movie, loved it. I hated it. This one, it was like the universal. It was the salve that the Star Wars universe needed. So many of us had been burned in the past. I'm looking at you, Last Jedi.
Hey, I liked it.
See?
I'm one of the few.
See? But this seemed like this was one of the... I have a lot. Between the two of us, we have a lot of nerd friends. And we know between the two of us...
It was split right down the row. It was, you either liked it or don't like it. There's no in between.
Yeah. But it didn't seem that way with The Mandalorian.
Oh, Mandalorian. No, everybody loves it.
Everybody. I mean, we can't speak for everybody. But the vast majority, vast majority, I have yet to hear anything bad about it.
All right.
And we talk about The Mandalorian, but there's been a new standout character in the realm of nerddom and geekdom. Let's just say it's Baby Yoda. Now, first of all, side note, I'm calling him Baby Yoda. We've had this argument, and until you tell me either his name or what species is, he's Baby Yoda. I don't want to hear it. But that character has gotten a lot. Like Baby Yoda has gotten more attention than any character I'm not going to lie, than I have ever seen. You know what I mean? We're talking like, you name me a Marvel Cinematic Universe character, like when they first announced, like, oh, Paul Rudd's Ant-Man. That's awesome. Yeah. Captain Marvel, that's great. Paled in comparison to the influx of love that Baby Yoda got. But here's the reason why I mention it, though. And it's fully justified. That is the most adorable damn thing I have ever seen in my entire
And it's
life.
practical.
I know.
No CG.
No CG. I think, you know what? I think at least for people of our generation, like subconsciously we knew that. And I think was part of the reason why, is because
There's something there.
there's something there. It struck us on a deeper level. You know what I mean? It's like, it wasn't even the greatest CG will never compare to the worst puppet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
Deep fake, but
but that being said, the show is still amazing. It could have been so easy for that show to rely on the Baby Yoda love, but the show itself, The Mandalorian Mando, fantastic. It has, man, it just has this quality, almost Western.
almost Western.
Almost Western.
Lone Wolf and Cub.
Thank you. I wanted you to say it before I did. The story, it seemed like a classic story,
Right.
The lone bounty hunter who's devoid of any emotion.
Yeah.
But, he finds this cub and becomes so enamored with it that he has to protect it.
Yeah.
And now it's him versus the universe.
Because everybody's after him now.
Now everybody, oh my Lord, yeah. And we're got to give credit where credit is due. Man, Carl Weathers, dude, he was awesome. That was when I first saw him. I'm like, that's Apollo Creed. That's Apollo Creed, man. It was like, but he was so good, and that's what makes that show so great. Is when you think of Star Wars and such a history, especially being something new, you wanna tap into new culture.
Right.
But to tap, somebody, an older actor who the younger generation might not appreciate like we do of Carl Weathers.
Right.
But hired for simple fact that he is great. Not because he's known, not because he has a lot of
He's a good actor,
followers. He's good. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I said I like it. Special effects are good,
Special effects are
for
good.
a TV series.
Yes.
They spent a lot of money.
Oh, yes, Lord Almighty, they did.
And Stormtroopers still can't hit anything.
Yeah, and that's great too. When we see the stormtroopers, we got to see just how far they have fallen.
Oh, yeah.
And there was even a great line between Mando and Carl Weathers' character. It's like the Imperial credits are no good.
Oh,
and it's
yeah,
like
yeah.
it's still money. And it's like, oh, if you don't like it, take it up with the New Republic. And it's like, oh, they're useless too. It was just
Yeah.
like, it was a nice, subtle nod.
Yeah, because
Like,
it's
here's the time period.
yeah.
Move on.
It's all inclusive. Mm-hmm. That's what I like about it.
They're not dealing too heavy on back history or Star Wars lore.
The Mandalorian.
Yes. One of the recent episodes I thought was really great was when you think of devastating forces in the Star Wars universe, you think AT-ATs, you think the Death Star. But this last episode, you see to a bunch of farmers how devastating an AT-ST. I remember we called them the chicken walkers.
Oh, yeah.
Because they were a joke. You saw a chicken walker, one hit, they were done.
And a bunch of Ewoks took trees and slammed
Yeah.
one.
But you got to see how devastating even like a secondhand knockoff army surplus store version of the AT-ST
Oh,
could be
yeah,
to
yeah.
these people.
Oh yeah, well the one that was the rebel ground shock trooper. I can't think of her name. She was saying that they would destroy 10 to 15, regiment at a time. You
Yeah.
know, so
She flat said, "You will not survive this."
yeah.
You know.
So, hey, It's a mech, you know.
And you got to give credit where credit is due. I was one of those people that once I started hearing about The Mandalorian, I shut off. I didn't want to hear anything about it. I completely...
Get up at 4 in the morning. No.
I know.
Oh, you come home at 4 in the morning.
I come home at 4 in the morning. So that moment at the very end of that very first episode, when I see written and directed by Jon Favreau, I was just like, Happy did this? You know, it's just like, you know, we've seen it, you know, let's be honest, you know, his work on Iron Man is what jump-started the Marvel Cinematic Universe,
Right.
You know, so we know he had
Iron
the
Man.
chops. Didn't I say Iron Man?
No, I just make sure it's Iron Man.
Oh, make sure, yes.
I just reinforcing you, Iron Man.
Iron Man. Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. But, you know, to someone like me, you know, I'm familiar with Jon Favreau's work. You know, I still look at him from, you know, the guy from Swingers and, you know, PCU, you know. I still see the lovable schlub, you know. But, man, when I saw it, I was like, right out of the gate, the get-go.
Well, no, he's the one that's actually the one that's producing the whole series.
Yes.
So he's the force behind it, bringing these other directors
See, it's real easy to fall into those puns, man.
in. But, you know, and because he worked with, because I saw an interview just recently, he has respect for the holiday special.
Which they mentioned.
Yes.
You know, because what was it? The first episode is like, oh, I need to be home for Life Day.
Yeah.
And even the Mandalorian's weapon.
Oh, yeah.
The
It was the original Boba Fett.
Yes. And then with the I have spoken, that guy, when he mentions that your ancestors used to ride,
Right.
you know, these just like, we know what you're talking about, you know.
Yeah, I mean, it was all good, you know.
Yeah, to mention Life Day, that was like,
That's what's missing, though.
yeah.
They still haven't got that on the Marvel or the Disney app yet. Soon.
Good luck getting that one.
They
good.
should. And they don't have the Ewok movies either.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. I can live without seeing Wilford Brimley and a bunch of Muppets. You know.
I had to bring that up, sorry. But there's a ton
The
of...
space diabetes. Jabba the Hutt's got the space diabetes. That's the only reason why I would want to see Wilford Brimley back in the Star Wars universe.
And they tinkered with Episode 4 again.
Emmanuel, whatever that
Greedo.
You know, the only good thing that came from that was I read an interview where someone had gotten a hold of the actor who played Greedo, and they asked him about it, and he knew nothing about it. But come to find out in real life, the actor, this is God's honest truth, a friend of mine sent me this, it was in an interview, the guy who plays the actor who played Greedo, and the actor who played Bib Fortuna in Return of the Jedi
Oh, yeah.
are friends.
Oh,
They're still friends. In the interview, they had mentioned how they talked back and forth like, we have no idea what the hell he said. I never said anything. He never said anything. Because I guess people who knew the actor
oh, okay.
asked him. He's like, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, they probably dubbed it later or something.
Oh, it was like way later, yeah. But The Mandalorian is not, shocker people, The Mandalorian is not the only thing on the DC Plus app. For me, my second favorite, well, let's stick with the original content for right now. The Jeff Goldblum, the world according to Jeff Goldblum.
Oh, yeah. The
that is
National Geographic stuff.
Oh, that is a damn delight. Because I'm a huge Jeff Goldblum fan. Have been since Earth Girls Are Easy. Look that one up, kids. Earth Girls Are Easy. Look it up. But it's always a delight when you see interviews with him, and especially like some of the best stuff is with him and Conan O'Brien. On his show and on his podcast, when you learn Jeff Goldblum is not a character, that's really him.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and that first episode, watching, I think what was it? The first episode wasn't Denim. Denim was the latest one. It was Ice Cream, but anyways, just to hear him, yes, ice cream, whoa, it's visceral. You taste it. It's like history. Like, it's like, oh my God. this is fantastic. I absolutely love that show. I will watch that show every week. That is man, I love that show. They did one here recently, not the latest one, but the one before it. The topic of conversation was tattoos.
Oh yeah.
To see Jeff Goldblum react to seeing people with Jeff Goldblum tattoos.
Yeah, I saw pictures from that.
Oh,
yeah,
you have the tattoo. It's there on your skin. It's there forever, and it's like, oh God, it's oh my Lord, it's so great. Is there anything else original that what was your number 2 go to?
My number 2 go to?
Yeah.
I don't know. I really haven't watched throughout too much. I went through some of the cartoons, just watched some of the old stuff, you know.
Yeah.
Like the original Spider-Woman. I watched an episode or two
Oh,
of that.
yeah.
Because it's been forever since I've seen that.
It seems like everything you want to talk about is something that people have been talking about. It was almost like a collective consciousness. Because, like, come to find out, like, in and of their own, people were like, Gargoyles. Gargoyles is on here. I have to watch Gargoyles. Then after you watch Gargoyles, like, I have to talk about how great this is. But then you find out that everybody else was, it's like everybody was watching the same exact thing on their own because they were so great. Let's go through the list. Gargoyles was up there, the original DuckTales, Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers, The Adventures of the Gummy Bears. This is a testament to people of my generation. I don't remember my birthday. Facebook reminds me of my birthday. I remember growing up watching the Gummy Bears and loving that cartoon. Hadn't seen or even thought about it in maybe 20-some years. I saw it. I was like, oh, I gotta watch this. That first note of the theme song came on. The entire theme was in my head. I knew every single word of it. I was singing along with it. Didn't miss a beat. Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers, same thing. Hadn't thought about it in 20 years. First note. And we talked about this. DuckTales doesn't count because I don't know how, but man, the DuckTales theme song has become so ingrained in popular culture that it's like nobody has forgotten the DuckTales. But DuckTales is on there. They finally added the feature that we've been asking for the last few weeks, the continue watching.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah, because one of the, after the love for The Mandalorian and Jeff Goldblum, and then, you know, the shows like Gargoyles, do yourself a favor if you haven't yet. Go to all. Like movies, TV, all the series and everything. Go to all. It'll take you a good half an hour, but go through everything. There is stuff on there that makes complete sense. I was like, oh my God, Darby O'Gill and the Little People. I haven't watched that in forever. Made complete sense. Then I scroll down there and like Big Company with Lily Tomlin and Bette Midler. I remember that movie. I like that movie. What?
Bed Knobs and Broomstick.
Bed Knobs and Broomsticks. Well, that's Disney. That made sense.
Yeah.
But, you know, there was stuff on there that it's just like, I understand Disney owns
I know.
everything. But there was just some stuff on there like...
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're talking about the weird stuff.
Yeah. You know, but do yourself a favor. Go through and just... Especially now that I continue to watch, just add stuff to your...
They still don't have everything, though.
Not everything.
North Avenue Irregulars. Come on, Disney. I want to watch it again. Sorry. That's one of my favorites from back then.
The X-Men cartoon.
Right.
That's on there. Newer stuff that I hadn't been able to watch is on there. A lot of the Marvel Rising.
Right.
With Squirrel Girl and...
Well, I've been watching that on the Disney app, but...
Yeah,
I couldn't. The new DuckTales with David Tennant, you know, I finally got to go through and watch those. There's so many shorts that are on there,
right.
You know.
The Ant-Man shorts are on there.
I know.
See, a lot of that stuff was on, like, the Disney app they had for a while, so...
That app was hard to navigate.
Yeah, it was kind of weird. Even special for kids, I thought.
Yeah. But at least Disney knows what they have. It's like, here's Star Wars, here's Marvel, here's Classic, here's Nat Geo.
Yeah.
Then here's everything, you know.
Right.
And I gotta say, man, they are. And here's the thing: they were so smart about the way they did it too. Because I mean, they came out of the gate strong, with the Mandalorian and like the Nat Geo, the Jeff Goldblum stuff, and
Right.
and the nostalgia. It almost got to the point where you forgot, the announcements that we heard over a year ago with the Marvel stuff.
Oh.
Captain America and the Winter Soldier, WandaVision,
Right.
Hawkeye. It's like, there's still more stuff coming,
Oh yeah, and then some. I don't think they'll ever stop. And the one good thing now is they're saying that all the MCU stuff will tie with the movies. It won't be like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. where you just get to hear a little bit,
Yeah.
or the Netflix stuff, which you only hear about stuff.
Yeah.
And they're rebooting a lot of them too, because there's a lot of talk.
The last talk I'd heard was that the actor who played Luke Cage in the Netflix show will not be playing Luke Cage in the
Right.
reboot, which
Well, he's on that Doctor show.
which I'm not completely thrilled about. I thought he was great, but like you said, I don't blame him.
Yeah.
The show got canceled from Netflix. I need
Well,
a job.
yeah, he needs work.
He needs to work, So I thought it was very smart the way they did it. They came out swinging really hard, but enough to let us know that there's still stuff coming down the road.
Right.
I think it definitely is going to be setting the standard when it comes to streaming apps.
Yeah. Well, what I like about it too, they were going with like only 6 or 8 episodes. They're
Yeah.
not doing these multi 13 episodes.
Yes.
Because that's what hurt Netflix's stuff.
Yeah, because let's like you said, let's be honest. Like the last couple seasons of even Daredevil, Iron Fist. Let's ignore Iron Fist. Luke Cage. They could have been.
Yeah, here, I'll take this too. This has got a little bit about who we are and stuff. It's our podcast.
And
We're
that's
under-
where the pictures I took will be on there too. You're
Sure.
welcome. That's right. We're live, people. And people like us. They were way too long.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
They were way too long.
I don't like past. I think that's what I was always complaining about. I don't want to watch 13 episodes of something. I mean, that's like regular TV. No
Yeah.
one wants to watch that. Give me 4 episodes. Give me
And-
a mini series.
And I like with shows like The Mandalorian, I like that they're weekly. I know I'm going to catch hell for it. I like that they're weekly. I
Me
like
too.
having something to look forward to.
That's what made Titans so cool on DCU.
Yeah, I like having something to look forward to. When that episode ends, I'm like, I would rather wait a week and have that
And that's
anticipation.
because we're just a hair older too. So
Yeah.
we were used to episodic, episodes.
Yeah, same Star Wars time, same Star Wars channel.
Episodic. I'm sorry.
Episodic.
I said it wrong.
Yeah.
Sorry, folks.
I like the idea of it. Don't get me wrong. There are some things that are binge worthy, but
Yeah.
I do. I like having something to look forward to.
Okay. Yeah, it's all cool.
So we would love to hear. This is just the two of us talking. There are the
Tell
Disney.
us your favorite stuff.
Yeah, the Disney Plus app is something that it's huge. There's no other way to put it. It's huge. It's something that 90% of people. There are people like I follow on Facebook that I had no idea would even be interested in the Disney app. Are posting memes and everything about the stuff they're watching now, and it's such a great cross platform because you get people who are only signing up for the nostalgia, the old cartoons, the old live action. Well, let's watch this newfangled Star Wars show these kids are talking about. Good golly, that was great, in both ways. You get the younger generation who are watching the newer shows like Bed Knobs and Broomsticks. Well, that looks adorable. Let's check it out. Like, that's great, We would love to know what you are loving about the DC Plus app right now. And Richard,
DCU.
the Disney Plus app. Yes, the Disney Plus app. Let us know what you like or don't like about it. And Richard, where can they do that at?
undergroundvideonetwork.com. There you can find all our links to all our social, Facebook, YouTube, you name it, it's all there.